Raise emotionally strong children. Lesson 8. Teaching responsibility. Here's a question worth thinking about. Does your child feel like a helpful, contributing member of the family, or mainly like someone who is taken care of? Most parents want to raise responsible children. But here's something that often gets missed. Responsibility isn't taught through lectures. It's built through real experience, through small, everyday tasks your child actually does themselves. A child who never gets the chance to contribute at home may grow up capable in many ways, but still unsure of their own reliability because they've never really had the chance to prove it to themselves. Today, we're going to look at why responsibility matters so much for emotional strength and how to build it naturally, starting with age-appropriate steps you can begin today. Explain the science simply. Let's look at why responsibility is so closely connected to emotional strength. When a child completes a real task, feeding a pet, setting the table, packing their own school bag, something meaningful happens internally. They begin to build what psychologists sometimes call a sense of confidence, in plain English, the quiet, internal feeling of "I am capable. I can be trusted to do this." This feeling doesn't come from being told, "You're so responsible." It comes from lived experience, doing something real, and seeing that it mattered. Think of it like this. A child who only receives things: food prepared for them, toys picked up after them, decisions made entirely for them, has fewer chances to discover their own ability to contribute. But a child who is given real, age-appropriate responsibility gets regular opportunities to feel useful, trusted, and capable. There's also an emotional safety benefit here. Children who take part in small family responsibilities often develop a stronger sense of belonging, a feeling of "I matter here, and what I do makes a difference." This sense of belonging is closely linked to emotional resilience, which we explored earlier in this course. It's important to say clearly, this isn't about creating pressure or expecting perfection from a child. Responsibility at this stage is not about the outcome being flawless. A poorly made bed or a slightly messy table setting still counts as real contribution. The value lies in the doing, not in doing it perfectly. With this understanding, let's look at 3 practical ways to build responsibility at home. 3 practical parenting tips. Tip 1. Give age-appropriate tasks as contribution, not punishment. Why it works. When tasks are framed as helping the family, rather than as a chore forced upon them, children are more likely to feel proud of their role, instead of resentful about it. Real-life example. Instead of saying, "Go clean your room because I said so," try, "Can you help me by putting your toys away?" That really helps our home stay nice for everyone. For younger children, this might look like carrying their own plate to the sink. For older children, it might mean packing their own school bag or helping prepare a simple meal. Common challenge. It's often faster and easier to do the task yourself. In the short term, this is true, but in the long term, giving your child the chance builds a skill they can't develop any other way. Start today. Choose one small, age-appropriate task your child can start doing on their own today, and frame it clearly as a helpful contribution to the family. Tip 2. Let natural consequences teach the lesson. Why it works. When possible, allowing a manageable natural consequence to happen teaches responsibility far more effectively than repeated reminders or lectures. Real experience creates a lasting lesson that words alone often cannot. Real-life example. If your child forgets their water bottle for school despite reminders, instead of driving back to get it every time, allow them to simply feel thirsty and thirsty only, as long as it's genuinely safe to do so. Afterward, calmly say, "I noticed you forgot your water bottle today. What do you think might help you remember tomorrow?" Common challenge. It can feel difficult to watch your child experience even a small inconvenience, especially when it would be simple to prevent. Remember, safe, natural consequences are often more effective teachers than rescuing every time. Start today. Choose one small, safe situation where you usually step in to prevent a minor consequence and instead, allow it to happen naturally this one time. Tip 3. Involve children in real decisions. Why it works. When children are included in appropriate decisions, even small ones, they build a sense of ownership and responsibility over the outcome, rather than simply following instructions without understanding why. Real-life example. Instead of deciding everything for your child, try asking, "Would you like to do your homework before dinner or right after?" You choose, and then we'll stick with it. This keeps the boundary in place. Homework will happen, while giving your child a genuine, appropriate choice within it. Common challenge. Offering choices takes a little more time than simply giving instructions, and children sometimes change their mind afterward. This is a normal part of learning to make and keep decisions. Start today. Offer one small, appropriate choice to your child today and let them experience the responsibility of following through on what they chose. Common parenting mistake. Here's a mistake that many caring, high-standard parents make, often without even noticing it. Redoing a child's task because it wasn't done perfectly. This might look like remaking a bed your child just made because the blanket wasn't straight, or quietly rewriting part of their homework because the handwriting was messy. This usually comes from a good place, wanting things to look right or wanting to help your child succeed. But when children notice their effort is quietly redone or corrected every time, they may learn an unintended lesson. My effort isn't good enough, so why try carefully next time? Over time, this can reduce a child's motivation to take on responsibility at all, since their attempts never seem to fully count. A healthier alternative, let the completed task stand as it is, even if it isn't perfect, and instead offer specific encouragement. Thank you for making your bed. I can see you worked on it. If a small improvement is truly necessary, gently guide your child to fix it themselves, rather than quietly redoing it yourself. If you recognize this pattern in yourself, please know, wanting things done well comes from care, not failure. A small shift here can make a meaningful difference for your child's confidence. Action for today. Here is a simple activity you can do today in under 10 minutes. The one real job moment. Choose one small, genuine responsibility your child can take on today, something that actually helps the household, not just a symbolic task. For example, setting the table, feeding a pet, or organizing shoes by the door. Afterward, say clearly and specifically, "Thank you. That really helped our family today." This small moment helps your child feel like a genuine, valued contributor, not just someone being managed, but someone who matters to how the household runs. Let's end today's lesson with one sentence to remember. Responsibility isn't something children learn by being told about it. It's something they discover by doing it and seeing that it truly mattered. If today's lesson gave you something useful, please like this video, subscribe to continue this course, and share it with a parent, teacher, or caregiver who might need it too. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one small responsibility your child handles really well? Your story might inspire another parent to try something new today. See you in the next lesson. Note, this course provides general, evidence-informed parenting guidance and is not a substitute for professional advice. If you have concerns about your child's emotional or developmental needs, please consult a qualified pediatrician or child development professional.